our division preview now, man. So basically, what we're going to do, we're going to go around every division in the NFL, and we're going to give our predictions because I am prepared this year. I've got mine. We're going to start with the NFC East since we are already, and I'm going to give y'all how I've got this very, very entertaining division shaking out. Also, this division is the subject of the in-season Hard Knocks, so that should be pretty good to watch. I enjoyed last year's AFC North one. You really saw how stubborn Mike Tomlin was compared to what they do in Baltimore, and that was very, very fucking funny to me. And I love Mike Tomlin, but some people gotta get out their own way. And I love Mike Tomlin, but now I gotta root against that nigga because he pays my mortal enemy. That the amount of stuff I want about that man, if I want to continue to have a future in media, I cannot say. But I will be praying on their downfall this year. But anyway, I've got the NFC East shaking out like this. For my champion, I've got the Philadelphia Eagles. I've got the Philadelphia Eagles to win the division. I think it's going to be competitive. Obviously, the NFC East always is competitive, but they're the champions. They've got everything they need. As long as they can stay healthy, which you can say about every team in football, health is the main key. And the adding Darius Smith to it, which somebody that I wanted the Bears to get, which I also told Bears fans was not going to happen because Ryan Poles said that he was very confident in the interior. But whatever. We'll get to that later. But you just add more stuff that they didn't need. They've already got great pass rushers. So I think it's going to be good. And I don't know if they'll be able to how rocky of a path is going to be, but I do believe they're going to win the division. So I'm going to go with the Eagles to win the NFC East. I got the Commanders finishing in second again. I think the team in general is going to take a step back. I do not believe Jaden is going to take a step back. I think Jaden is one of them ones. I do not believe he's going to have the C.J. Stroud sophomore season hiccups. He just looks like he gets it, and I think that he's going to be able to have an excellent year. This is one of the oldest rosters in the NFL. That's a problem I have there. Big Deebo Samuel fan, but I do not believe Deebo is anywhere near the guy that he was in San Francisco anymore, and he keeps getting hurt. Terry McLaurin is Terry McLaurin. I don't believe in that defense. Bobby Wagner's old. It's just a whole bunch of dudes on there. I'm very questionable about their running game as well. So I'm going to have them finish in second. Third, I got the Cowboys. Michael Parsons was a big blow, obviously, but this was the team that I was high on, even if Michael Parsons was still there. So I definitely think there's going to be a little bit of a setback defensively from that, obviously. And you got a defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, who's not a bad defensive guy. I'm not going to shit on Flus like that. Flus is a solid defensive coordinator, but Flus is not aggressive. He is the definition of bend, don't break, even though sometimes that motherfucker do break. So, but and then the offense is the offense, man. Some nights they're gonna look good, some nights they're not gonna look good, but they're gonna be third in the division. The Giants, I don't understand why Giants fans are so excited. I really don't. Russell Wilson, I love Russ. Seen this for the last couple of years. He started off hot for about 4-6 weeks, and we get back seeing why Seattle got rid of his ass. So Jackson Dart, I'm not buying it. We might see Jameis a couple times, but Jameis is the same thing. Jameis got 2 or 3 weeks in him as well. I think this team is going to be bad. The only redeeming quality about this team is that you do have somebody great like Malik Neighbors. They got a couple good defenders as well. It's still a last place team for me. So that's how I got the NFC East shaking out. Courtney, how you got this division going?
Exactly the same. The exact same order. However, I'm a little intrigued by the idea of the Commanders. I think they made some improvements to the offensive line, which they needed, because remember last season I was worried for Jaden Daniels' health. The Eagles are going to win that division. I am, like Tosin said, concerned about their secondary because there's some noticeable holes there. But yeah, I have it shaken out the exact same. I got Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, and then the Giants.
Bang, how you got the East going?
I ain't do no 1 through 4, but I do have Philly winning the division. Cliff Kingsbury in year 2. We got to see how that shakes out. The Dallas Cowboys. I've never seen the team be so enthusiastic or media around the team be so enthusiastic after they lost. Like, fam, they lost. Let's stop talking about could they contend and shit. They still lost. and they got a lot of problems on that bitch. Let's stop trying to put the Cowboys on the pedestal for ratings reasons. And the New York Giants, I think the New York Giants are going to give people problems, but they ain't going to win. They're going to give people problems. They're going to be that little, they're going to be a little scrappy dude.
No,
That,
mind you, the Commanders were always that team, Bang. The Giants were giving Commanders fits last season.
Yeah, the Giants going to be that little scrappy team that you think you're going to come in and whoop their ass, but you're like, oh, this was tougher than I thought. Let me get this shit over with. And you beat them, but it's closer than you thought. But I do have the Eagles winning the division, being the first team in what, like 30 years, 20 years to win back-to-back division titles.
Yeah, it's been 21 years. 2004 was the last time a team went back-to-back. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, my camera's shaking. The train moving, nigga. Ain't nothing I can do about that, brother. It's all about house placement. So anyway, it's not an earthquake going on. Tosin, how you the NFC shaking?
Same exact way. 1 through 4 is the same way. I do think the Giants can be a little bit tougher than what people think they are. I'm really excited to see what Abdul Carter looks like with that team. He's looking, like everything they said he's going to be. Like I said, I'm really concerned about the Eagles secondary, but it's only one game, so we'll see. A.J. Brown was hurt yesterday, apparently. He has a hamstring injury, so we'll see how that plays out the whole entire rest of the year. Commanders, I do like the Commanders. I like Jaden Daniels. I would love if they stop comparing Lamar Jackson, because that's not good. Let's not do that. Let's behave ourselves. But I do like that team.
If you black in front of inner city, they're gonna compare you to Lamar Jackson.
Of course. Yeah. Debo looks like he's been eating ho-hos instead of eating protein bars. He looks like a big man, and not a good way. But again, I just don't trust that defense, man. Bobby Wagner's like 30. Bobby Wagner's my age. Like literally, we're the same age, and it's like, yo, damn, my knees hurt.
Bobby Wagner was on a Legion of Boom. All them niggas are retired.
Hello. So there we go. But yeah, I've been going that way. I also think that this is gonna be the first time since 2004 that someone wins back to back. And Jesus, we had George Bush as president, and I was going to high school that year. That's insane.
Wait.
By the way, okay, Courtney, relax. Courtney, relax. We know you the young buck here.
No. Hold on. When were you in high school?
04 to 08.
See, she doing that shit on purpose. She know
I'm
all of us. She know all of us was born before Clinton took office. She doing that shit. She do it all the time.
I didn't know Tosin was that old. I really thought you were like
Tosin, he's with the young OGs. Yes, he's
I'm sorry. I got 5 nieces and nephews. I'm an uncle for real.
That's crazy.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Courtney be hitting us with the Kevin Hart. Damn.
Okay, well that's different. You're old. That's different. I didn't know.
I'm 12 months older than Tosin. I'm 12 months older than Tosin.
You mean a year? You mean a year old?
Yes. See,
nigga using my advocate.
He's 27 months. You mean he's 2? He's 2.
Okay. Fair. And you know what? When people are you old, that we know it's an alternative that I could be dead. So thank the Lord that I am still walking around. But anyway, let's go on to something that should be dead. That is the NFC South. So let's go on to this.
What kind of transition was that?
Let's go to this shit division, the NFC South, man. This is how I got this shaken out. Obviously, last year's champion was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They went on and lost the playoff game they had no business losing to at home against the Commanders. I got them going again. I got them winning this division again. I do think it'll be a competitive division. I don't think they're good enough to run away with that motherfucker, but I do believe they will win this division again. Now, my order for the next 2 might be kind of controversial. Contrary to the propaganda that our castmate Dante spreads on this show, I am not a Michael Penix believer, but I am a believer in my fellow Untall King, my man in Carolina. I am going 100% with the Panthers to be number 2. Yeah, I'm going. I am smelling the Kool-Aid right now. I am going
Bryce
Kool-Aid
Young
right
High.
now, man.
Rise up.
Bryce Young High. I love how he ended the season. I like what I saw in preseason. And I think it's going to move on here, man. They're building a coach over there in Carolina, and they were very competitive towards the end. I'm going to have Carolina at number 2. Number 3, I'm going to Falcons. I wasn't that big of a Michael Penix fan even when he was at Washington. I feel like with the way he played last year, it was cool, but people only hyped it up so much because Cousins was so fucking bad. So I think that's something you got to do. And I also don't like the fact that Raheem ain't played this dude all preseason like he's Patrick Mahomes. So that was kind of confusing to me as well. So I'm gonna put them 3rd. Only reason I don't have them last is for the team that Cody left. The Saints are god awful. Okay, the city of New Orleans, which I love very dearly, one of my favorite cities to visit in America, deserves better than the shit sports teams that they've got in that city. With the Saints, the Pelicans, they ain't got no baseball team, nothing. That's how I got the NFC South shaking out.
Erasure.
Huh?
It's minor league baseball.
That's who erasure?
Never mind. The baby cakes.
I don't know who the fuck that is, but
Exactly.
is this another TikTok thing I need to know?
No.
Is this in the same alley as a Jet 2 holiday? Anyway, Courtney, how you got this division shaking out?
Yeah, I have it just about the same. I have the Bucks winning the division. The Saints might not win. They might win 3 games this year. I've made my peace. If they win 4, I think that's a successful.
3? Yeah, you being generous.
I'm really trying. I do still love them at my core, but I can't support that organization. That being said, I got Bucks winning the division. The Falcons finishing in 2nd. I do think the Panthers will improve, but I do think they will finish 3rd, and of course the Saints just bad and clean up.
So you got the Falcons at 2. So are you a Penix believer?
I almost just said I almost just said something inappropriate. Yep, okay. I am a believer. I am a believer.
Okay. This is a family show, by the way.
You're right, exactly. Just kids watching.
I'm not the one that made the typo.
And there are children watching this program. Oh, Bang, how you got this shit show of division playing out?
So I found the site where I did my predictions at. I actually went through every game and everything, and I am very high on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have them winning this division. I have the Falcons coming in 2nd. I am not high on the Carolina Panthers at all. I still look at that team as like who's all there? Who gonna be there?
Dang, that's crazy. You're not a cokehead? You're not a cokehead? Jalen Coker? You're not a cokehead?
You're not a cokehead. No. I like that.
No.
Cokehead.
No, not at all. And I actually think, but no, I actually think that the New Orleans Saints may have a historic NFL season for the wrong reasons. I only got them winning the game, and that's a maybe. So that's how I got that division shaking out.
Cokehead is Tosin, how you got this division playing out?
I got the Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, but I got something for the Saints. They're gonna be the first team to get relegated in NFL history.
Yes, sending them down to the XFL.
Nah,
not too much of my team now. Let's all just relax a little bit.
They're sending them to real France. Okay, go speak French over there.
I always said, man, like that's one thing that will never happen in American sports, but needs to happen. People will get their shit together very quickly. It was like, you know what? We gonna send the Braves to AAA to go against the Cucamonga, I don't know, Cracker Jacks, whoever the be called down there. That's what they need to do. But let's move on to the NFC West, and this is a division that I found hard to pick as well because I'm not really impressed with anybody in this division. But I do have the Los Angeles Rams winning this division only because I almost picked the Niners. I was very close to picking the Niners. Then I looked at their wide receiver depth chart and then taking into account the small faith that I already have in their quarterback. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. I have very, very severe questions about Matthew Stafford's health. The back problems sound like his back is messed up like Larry Bird 92. He's barely been practicing. We ain't seen him in camp preseason, but allegedly he's starting this week. And even if he doesn't start, I think Jimmy G is their backup. I think he's obviously been to a Super Bowl. He can hold it down in a certain game they need to. I just believe in Sean McVay and more than I do Kyle Shanahan, and I believe in that. I believe in Jared Verse and the rest of that defense more too. So I'm gonna go with the Rams number 2. Seattle, by default, I put them in Seattle. I'm not really that high on Seattle either. I think Sam Darnold was a product of being with Kevin O'Connell, but I just don't like the rest of this division. So by default, I'm going to put the Seahawks number 2. I'm going to put the Niners number 3, and then I've got the Cardinals number 4, and Kyler Murray might need to find something else to put in. He can go back to baseball because football ain't for him. Courtney, how you got the NFC West shaking out?
So I sat and I stared at that list trying to figure out, and like I was looking at the depth chart and all that jazz, and you were talking about the Niners and their lack of depth. Did you see that they promoted Marquez Valdez-Scantling?
Oh, God bless.
That man's still playing football.
Yeah, God bless.
That being said, I think the Seahawks could win that division. Am I crazy? No, mind you, I'm not terribly moved by anyone in that division.
No, you're not crazy just for the reason that you just said. Nobody in that division really moves me.
Yeah, I'm not moved by a lot there. That being said, I think the Seahawks win the division. The 49ers, I have them coming up second just because of, all of their injury issues. And yeah, it's just I don't think it's their time right now. And then also CMC might not even play on Sunday. This is a big day for Brian Robinson Jr. Truthers.
Well, he did practice today. So he's questionable.
We'll see. Okay. I mean,
yeah, I personally don't play around with calf injuries. Calf injuries pull up the Achilles Boulevard. So
yep.
If I was them, I'd be very cautious.
Correct. Yeah. So Seahawks, Niners. I feel like Matthew Stafford, we go be a family man. I feel like it's about that time. Still talented, to be clear. I would take him in a heartbeat. But the back issues, they have a way of taking them high.
We all know why Matthew Stafford is risking it. You know who you see how his wife be running her mouth when she in that pod. He don't want to be in the house. He don't want to be in the house. You know, I'd rather get knocked out by 300-pound men than be in this house all damn day. So I don't blame you.
I'm kind of intrigued by the Cardinals. I'm like a little intrigued.
Please explain this to me.
I think they might be better than we think. Am I tripping? Am I alone?
No, you're not.
I'm alone. You're alone with me. Go ahead, man.
No, you're not. In fact, I think this how we looked at the NFC North last year. I think that we're going to be looking at the NFC West like that this year. I think that all 4 teams are going to have a winning record. They're now not going to go to the playoffs, but I think that the way that their schedule shakes out, I think they're all going to have a winning record. And I think that the Arizona Cardinals are better than what people suggest, especially again because of their schedule. But I do have now, mind you, this is me picking this even with the CMC news because there's a reason why in the leagues that I could get them, I got Brian Robinson Jr.
Yep.
Because I guess I run along the lines of if you continue having these calf issues, should you just go ahead and tear your Achilles and put it back together? Because that shit gonna pop in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's a ticking time bomb, bro. It's just
it's a ticking time bomb. It's been so many Achilles situations that I touch mine every day just to make sure it's there. And side note, I don't even put if you ever see me on the couch, I put my legs out because Pet Cemetery, when dudes slice dude Achilles, I still got a phobia on that. But that being said, I do still have the San Francisco 49ers winning the division along with the Seattle Seahawks number 2, LA number 3, and the Arizona Cardinals number 4. The same thing with Matt Stafford. The same thing we're talking about CMC's Achilles is Matthew Stafford's back. That shit waiting for a defensive lineman to knock his shit out of place. And he ended up announcing his retirement in the middle of the season. So that's what I got.
Shout out to everybody watching. We got over 1,000 people watching on all platforms. Shout out to y'all watching. Tosin, how you got this division shaking out?
I'm a big Mike McDonald truther. That's my guy. Has always been my guy. Sad that he's left
Shocker
Baltimore.
here, former Baltimore Raven.
Hey, listen, we know how to get executives and coaches. We do it well. That's why we don't got nobody making hit pieces about our quarterback like y'all, because we're not messy.
Damn.
Okay, all right, enough.
I got Seattle. I just think that defense is going to be really good this year. I think that rookie they got, Nick, from South Carolina, I really, really think Nick's going to be good in that system. He's going to be almost like as if they're broke man version of Kyle Hamilton. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with him. I'm not too high on the Rams and the Niners because of injuries. When your quarterback's taking the epidural in the middle of the season, it's like, bro, that's for pregnant women. Your quarterback should not be taking epidurals in the middle of the season. It's not good, you know.
That's not John Blaze.
No, it's not John Blaze at all. In fact, it's Reggie. That shit is terrible. I don't believe in Christian McCaffrey. There's somebody years ago, and this is on soccer Twitter, someone said when a white man is too explosive when it comes to like running, his body's gonna fall apart. And
because it's not what he meant to do.
Hey, listen, look at Gareth Bale. His whole body just collapsed, you know. So there's never been in the history of sports a white man who's that fast who stayed together. Christian McCaffrey's body breaking down by the week. The Cardinals, I think they're going to be a fun team to watch. I love their uniforms, by the way. The rival uniform is really, really nice. So, you know, go out there, Kyler Murray, be 5'9", and run like a bad kid and, you know, entertain us for a couple of games. But it's going to be a fun division.
Oh, as my brother calls him man because he run like a little badass cousin around the field. But let's go to the conference division of the beloved, the NFC North, which in my opinion is the toughest division in football, man. I already said I got this. I think this is gonna play out on 7 Night and Hallis, and even last week when I did our Bulls Bears preview episode, I'm gonna do it again. I got the Detroit Lions repeating as NFC North champions. I think this will be a much tougher year from them. I think this is gonna be something they don't clinch the division to the final week of the season. I think that it wouldn't surprise me. This is gonna be a tough division. I can see all these battles being wars. I don't think anybody is going to have an over 500 record in this division. It's going to be that competitive, but I think Detroit will barely win this division because I trust their quarterback more than I trust the team who I got coming second. That is the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers only got Micah Parsons. Micah's going to make a huge difference. The difference between them, because there's 3 elite defensive lines in the NFC North. And I rank the Packers third, even with Micah Parsons, because I feel like the Vikings, they have options everywhere. You don't know which way they're going to hit you. And Detroit, there's a stout, and they still got their guy, Aiden Hutchinson, coming back at some point this season. So that's going to be our defensive line. We've seen in the past that you can neutralize Micah Parsons. Shit, the Packers did it themselves 2 years ago in the playoffs. And there's nobody else on that defensive line that scares me enough to where when I double Micah, then I'm worried about them making a play. So I think it's going to be one of the biggest issues they have. Micah apparently has a back injury as it is, which something that Dallas knew but didn't come up until after the contract was signed. Maybe that was part of the reason they want to sign him outside of Jerry's ego. But I don't think Jordan Love is it. I really don't. And honestly, and I say that as a non-biased football fan, I don't think he is. As a hater of this piece of shit franchise, it brings me joy because Packer fans get it. Man, Jordan Love being ass is too much of an easy out. The fact that he's just good enough to get your hopes up it don't get no better than that. I know what it's like to have a middle of the road quarterback, and that's exactly what he is. This is a team that was a fingertip away from getting swept in the division last year. This is a team that very coached well. Matt LaFleur, great coach. But Jordan Love is going to be the difference in a lot of these games. And I don't have trust in them for that. But I do believe they're going to be second in the NFC North, and I do believe they're going to win double-digit games. 3, I got the Bears. I got the Bears at 3 in this division. I think the deciding factor between them and Minnesota, I think Minnesota has a better roster front to back than the Bears. I don't even think it's comparable at the moment, especially the defensive side of the ball. But I trust Caleb way more than I trust JJ McCarthy. Now, not 8 days from now, I could be eating my own words if he has a great performance in Soldier Field. But he's a rookie quarterback pretty much. He didn't play last year. I got to see it before I believe it. But everything else around JJ McCarthy is great. But, you know, there was a lot of things. They were like, I think they were like 9-1 in one-score games last year and the highest turnover ratio last year. They got a lot of metrics that are just numbers-wise just going to come back down to earth this season. And they also didn't close the season well last year with a better quarterback in Sam Darnold. So I do believe the Minnesota Vikings will finish last, but not in like a 4-win type thing. I think last in the NFC North is going to be like 8 wins. I really think it's a competitive division. So that's how I've got the NFC North shaking out. Courtney, how you got the North shaking out?
Yeah, I have my list written down and I'm staring at it. I think the Lions win the division. I'm not sold on the Packers. And now, obviously, I know Micah Parsons is I would love to have Micah Parsons. That being said, he doesn't move me enough to want to pick them to win this division. And I don't know about their receiver situation still to this day. I know they just got Matthew Golden.
Yeah, that was a point I wanted to make too. I forgot about the receivers.
Yeah, the receiver situation in Green Bay. To this day, what's happening here? You know, that being said, I did pick up Romeo Doubs in one of my fantasy leagues, so fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm not moved by the Packers. I gotta go Lions. Maybe a little bold of me. I'm going Bears, and then Packers, and then Vikings. But again, like you said,
so you got the Bears over the Packers.
I do, and maybe that's
from your mouth to God's ears.
And again, I think
that's a championship in my book.
There's so much talent in that division that, like you said, I don't think anybody is going to have like a bad record. I think the worst team in that division will have 7 or 8 wins. Like that's still a pretty good season considering how competitive it is.
Yeah. Bang, how you got it playing out?
Man, you know I hate talking about this and being able to admit this. I got the Detroit Lions as winning this division, followed by the Minnesota Vikings. I have the Bears and Green Bay finishing with the same record, 8-9. But I believe that the Green Bay Packers will have the better divisional record. So by technicality, the Bears will come in last, but they will improve. And I think this will be a very competitive division.
Okay, I'm very interested in Tulsa State because he is the outsider here. And Courtney's been corrupted by us, so she's one of us, even if he didn't pick the Bears he's watching. You've been corrupted by us. You are not the same person that you were 2.5 years ago. Like, you ain't got to lie. We ain't got to lie. And what you seen that video? You seen that video of Lil' Kim? You're in the hood now, baby. That's how it was when we added Courtney to the show. Go ahead, Tulsa.
I got Courtney on Martin Luther King Boulevard. That's crazy as hell. Insane. Courtney over here at what's it called? She over here at Harold. That's insane.
Yeah, Courtney. We gonna take Courtney Harold and J&J Fish.
I'm gonna throw a spanner here. I want to be controversial today. That's just I just feel like being chaotic. I got the Packers winning the NFC North this year. I don't know how Detroit's going to bounce back with losing their 2 main offensive coordinators. I think that Dan Campbell's a really good coach, but I think that he was really held up with his coordinators, right? So I'm excited to see how, like, the Lions are talented. So if they do win the division, I won't be shocked, but I just feel like last year the Packers are the youngest team in the league, and they just got a little bit better. They're moving one of their guys to center this year, so they're getting all 5 of their best guys on the line. So I think they're going to be a lot better. Micah Parsons, like we said, got back injury, but Micah's Micah at the end of the day. So I would love to see how he fits with that defense. I have the Lions coming in second. Then I have the Bears coming in third. Bears going to take a big step this year. I think that they're going to look a lot better. There are going to be some moments where you're going to be frustrated, but you can see that their trajectory is going forward. But I have the Vikings going last. And the reason why I have this is for a personal bias, and I'm not being objective here. I already told you guys I'm a hater. There's a guy about 3 years ago, when Lamar's contract was up, and I blocked him. I don't know what his ad is anymore, but he said that the Ravens should not pay Lamar Jackson. They should go get JJ McCarthy instead of Lamar Jackson. almost want to call every name in the world in English, then in Yoruba. Because I'm like, yo, this is not only one of the best quarterbacks in the league, this is one of the best players in the league. I'm not giving up Lamar Jackson for no goddamn JJ McCarthy. I don't care what you say. So for that reason alone, I have the Vikings coming in last. There's no rhyme or reason for it. That's just me being a hater. That's just it.
I love hater picks, man. I really love hater picks. But this next part, we're gonna do this rap style. We're just gonna name our 3 wild card teams from the NFC. So my 3 wild card teams for the NFC, I got the Packers being the 5th seed, I got the Commanders being the 6th seed, and I got the Seahawks taking the 7th and final playoff seed. Courtney, who your 3 NFC playoff wild card team? Somebody didn't do her homework.
I did. I'm looking at my list right now. Spin the block on me. Spin the block on me.
Okay, go ahead, man.
I got Atlanta, Seattle, and Minnesota taking the wild cards.
Okay, Tosin, who's your 3?
Niners, Cards, and Commanders.
That's what I'm trying. I'm wrestling with myself, Tosin. I'm wrestling with myself about the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know. Something in something.
Hey, take your shot. You were right on the Commanders last year.
There's something in the
right
water.
On the Commanders.
There's something in the water, and I'm trying to see it.
Courtney, look, here's the thing. Even if we're wrong, nobody gonna beat your ass. Because even if they tried, I'll jump before you. So don't worry about it.
All right.
So you going, Courtney, what's your final 3?
Yeah, I'm going Green Bay, Arizona, and San Francisco.
Okay.
That's nasty.
All right. Catch I'm Not Gonna Hold You, hosted by Scott Lewis, every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, only on HMB Media and the Barbershop Network.